And our guest joining us right now for final thoughts. So, Martin, look at today's events, take into consideration the showdown, and just what is the sense of Suncoast Republicans in terms of you now have a Democratic-controlled House and the president who is fighting like the Dickens, but is in a tough spot in more ways than we could count?
Well, maybe they'll shoot themselves in the foot. I mean, it's terribly easy to stand on the sideline and say you should swing like this, you swing like that. Totally different when you're in the batter's box and swinging. We've got really a year, because once we get into 2020, no one's going to focus on anything other than the presidential nominations and election. I think it's going to be a fascinating thing. Obviously, when Mueller comes out, he needs to have something pretty substantial to be able to keep people's attention on that. Assuming he does or he doesn't, that will take over a substantial part of the middle of the year. I don't know why we can't and aren't talking about the fact we're running a nearly $1 trillion deficit.
How did we get
now.
there?
Huh?
How did we get to that $1 trillion?
Well, because subsequent successive Congresses for
What about the last 2 years?
Well, the last 2 years, the last 20 years. I mean,
Well, in the last 2 years.
In the last 2 years, we spent more money than we have coming in, and the truth is that you got a lot of wealthy people in Congress, a lot of people with no real skin in the game on both sides. I think it is a shame. I'm ashamed as a conservative that they would ever pass a budget which actually spends more money than you've got. You can't do it. I can't.